Perfect. What up, everybody? You're now tuned into the Brandon Lampley Show, also known as Teddy Bear Radio, also known as After Work Radio, also known as the best show you've never heard of. What is up, my people? Feels good to be back in the building. And I got a live stream more. I like doing it during the week. It doesn't seem like it's hard to find time. Juggling work, kids, and for those who you go to school, you work multiple jobs. It's very tough to juggle it all. I'm gonna have to say happy early Father's Day to all of the fathers out there, regardless of how you feel about your pappy, what he did do, didn't do. Now, show him some love on Father's Day. I'm gonna do a show. I guess it's gonna be about 8 o'clock. Father's Day, Sunday morning. We're going to do a show, me and Sean Taylor. And we're going to talk about fathers and why Father's Day isn't revered like Mother's Day, honoring the men who answered the call. So, we really going to get into it. But today, man, we're going to talk about Trevor Lawrence. I told you. Oh, my goodness, I told you. It's not about who's best. It's about who's next. And I'm gonna say this first and foremost. I've seen a lot of especially the former athletes on these shows talking about Trevor Lawrence's contract. And I gotta tell you, I'm sorry, but the former athletes, they sound like haters, man. It's sour grapes. It's awful. It's like they're envious. They're mad because they didn't get that type of money. Especially the non-quarterbacks, they are some super haters. It's absolutely ridiculous because it has always been about who's next. Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the entire league. He's the face of the league. But guess what? He's not getting paid like it because you know why? He's not next. He's the best. He's just not next. Trevor Lawrence, he isn't the best. Guess what? He was next. This is the best decision that the Jacksonville Jaguars have ever made in the history of their franchise. Bar none. There is no better decision than this one right here. Some may come close, but this decision was the best decision they have ever made. This is my opinion because I believe in what he's going to be down the road. Trevor's getting paid for what he's going to do. That's what he's getting paid for, man. And this is the going rate. This is the market. Tua said it a couple days ago. The market is the market, and Miami Dolphins about to play with him, man. I'm anxious to see now that Trevor's contract is rolled out what they're going to do with Tua. Because, man, if you want to talk about somebody lukewarm on somebody, 1 foot in, 1 foot out on somebody, I mean, Miami has kept Tua at the corner crack of their closet door. Like, but it is what it is. But as far as Trevor, you got to think about it like this. And you look at the breakdown, it's a 5-year extension, which means it's on the back end of the 2 years that he had left on his rookie deal. So the stupid money doesn't even kick in until year 3 of the deal. So you still have some money to play with to go hit a home run on another star player through free agency or even a trade you might want to do. This helps you. And then you get him at what I considered is a damn near bargain. I mean, and I know how it sounds. Oh, he's getting tired with Joe Burrow or whatever. But dude, Trevor Lawrence is a fringe top 10 quarterback in the league. Let's not forget. Everybody don't talk about the collapse and his rookie year and I haven't seen it and blah blah blah. He had a stretch of 16-4 where he was absolutely spectacular in that stretch. Before the team went down, not just Trevor had a collapse, the team had a collapse. Trevor had injuries, team had a collapse. But you know, the Jaguars were 15-50 at one point. 15-50. We were counting the losses under Shad Khan. Not too long ago, just a few years ago, they hit 100 losses under Shad Khan. And the Jaguar fans was highlighting it. So I don't want to hear anything, man. You haven't had back-to-back winning seasons since Trevor Lawrence was in elementary school. Come on, man. This is the best decision the Jaguars could make. I bet they wish they could have made it sooner. I bet they wish they could have got it in before Goff got his money. Because then they got it even for less of a price, man. Like, come on. This is good business. This is a young franchise quarterback who's trending upward. He is. You just got to clean up the turnovers, and you have to protect him. You got to protect him. There's a few of these media pundits who had something to say. I watched the segment. I'm not going to play all of their segment, but I'm going to play just a little bit. And I don't know about you, but Emmanuel Acho is like so annoying. Like he tries to be like so smart, I guess. I don't know what it is. That may not be what it is. I just can't put my finger on why he's so annoying to me. But we're gonna hear a little bit of this. And dude, the three, James Jones, LaShawn McCoy, and Emmanuel Acho all sounded like haters in this segment. Go look at the full length of this segment right here. Straight up haters. The only guy up there that was making sense was the non-football guy. He didn't play. And he made the most sense because he's looking at it from a business perspective. These guys talking about, oh, you get paid off your performance and how well you perform. Well, how the hell Herbert got that money? Yeah, Jalen Hurts took a absolutely loaded team to the Super Bowl in the Philadelphia Eagles. I ain't going to take nothing away from him. He played spectacular. Probably should have a ring on his finger right now. But let's be honest. Did he deserve the extension that he got? I don't think he did. Herbert didn't either. Doesn't matter. It's not about who's best, dude. You just got to know this. But let's check a little bit of this out right
now. I believe that Trevor Lawrence is still getting paid off of what he did at Clemson. I'm going to let that dust settle.
Because we said upside.
I'm going to let that settle. Trev's getting paid not because of what he's done in the NFL. He's getting paid because of what he did in Clemson. Because what he did at Clemson allowed us to think about this marvelous upside that we have not seen on a consistent basis. We've seen it at times, no doubt about it, like Shady's talked about, like Dave's talks about. We've seen flashes, but you cannot pay a quarterback $55 million a year because of some flashes. You got to pay him because of what he does consistently. If Trevor Lawrence was drafted where Brock Purdy was drafted, he likely would be a backup. But he was drafted number 1 overall, and he was heralded as one of the most talented prospects that we have seen since Andrew Luck. And as a result, he's the highest paid quarterback on an average annual value in the National Football.
He's so disrespectful. He's so disrespectful. I mean, dude, none of these guys collectively, LaShawn McCoy, who made some really good money, James Jones made good money, Emmanuel Acho, a couple T in the league. They're not their net worth collectively isn't even coming close to what this is. So of course I get the hate. But come on, dude.
Football league. So we got to start assessing the talents based upon what they're doing in real time, not what they did in past times. Where I'm at with it, Dave Hellman, is he's really getting paid because of the name on the back of the jersey. He's getting paid because that last name says Lawrence, and I just can't justify right now 55 amps.
And that's, my sir, is why you're not a general manager in the NFL. That's why you can't fathom that. That's why you can't fathom it. This is good business. And then this isn't even going to be a top 5 contract next year. It might not even be, dude. It's going to be in 4th place by the time the ball kicks off, most likely, if these guys get their deals done. Jordan Love, Tua Tagovailoa, and Dak Prescott get their deals done. This contract drops to 4th, and it's going to keep dropping because more guys coming up, and that's what it's going to be, man. These pundits, especially Acho here, McCoy, and James Jones, dude, they sounded so salty, so ridiculous. And LaShawn McCoy, he showed his true colors. He showed why he pissed off, because he was like, he talked about Saquon and the running backs not getting their money. So what? You play a disposable position. It is what it is. Yes, you are LaShawn McCoy, but yeah, here come little Austin Eckler into the league, and I ain't got to pay him but peanuts, and he giving me production. That's why your position is a throwaway position. It is what it is. Like coming up, Travis Etienne is one of the better backs in the entire league. Jacksonville picks up his 5th-year option. Think it's great. I think, he should play out this year. Let him play out his option year. Franchise tag him after that. And then if you have to, possibly franchise tag him after that. And then you can let him walk, because you can go find running backs. That's just what it is. But you cannot just find quarterbacks. You can't do it. Sorry. It is what it is. This the market. And it's not changing anytime soon. The market is the market, and it's going to continue to go up. This is the going rate. There was no choice. There was no choice. And why would you want any other choice? You got your guy. This is the guy. Forget all of that they talking about. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. Doesn't matter. Because forget what the media's pundits say. Forget what the fans here in Jacksonville say. Forget what anybody outside of the building says and outside the realms of the NFL. Because it's obvious that within the Jaguars halls and within NFL halls, Trevor Lawrence is regarded very highly, much more highly than the media and fans alike will give him credit for. It's not for us to see. You're not giving out the money. Jacksonville did the right thing. They did what they thought was best. It was no other. So this is the question. So you let him play out his contract. Let him play out his rookie contract. You get to the end of his rookie deal, and now the price is 65 per instead of 55. He plays out the end of his deal. You're probably going to pay him between $65 and $70 million a year. No doubt about it. No question about it. Because just in 2 years, it's going up $11 million. It is what it is. This is the price. This is the rate, and you got your guy. Be glad that you got your guy, and he's only 24 years old. Hey, Trevor was great at Cartersville. I think he won, 2 state titles. One of the best high school players I have ever seen. One of the best high school quarterbacks I have ever seen. Gets to Clemson. And Trevor, and this is number one. Trevor didn't hype himself up. Trevor didn't draft himself number one. He didn't do those things. The media did those things. He didn't say he was generational. He didn't compare himself to Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning. Other people did that. So let it go. Let it go. Stop holding that against him. He is what he is. He's Trevor Lawrence. He's not those guys. Regardless of what was said, what he was supposed to be, how he was supposed to be. Everybody ain't LeBron James, where LeBron was better than everything they said about him coming out. Everything they said LeBron James was going to be or supposed to be in the NBA, he has exceeded tremendously. Just go back and look at what they said LeBron James was going to be coming into the league. The chosen one. He's the next great. He's the next this. He's better than that. He's exceeded that. Okay? And I say, the only reason I'm saying that is Trevor didn't do that himself. Let the man live. Let him work. This is a process. This is a process. And it's funny. You bring up Justin Herbert, same thing, and he ain't even won a playoff game. Haven't even won the division yet. And somehow they're justifying what Justin Herbert got. Man, get out of here, dude. Give the man his money. He deserves his money. And all this does, because now Jacksonville is in a very good spot. This team is in a very good spot. I mean, you just think about it, top to bottom, where are the real holes you see in this team? And I the only ones, okay, off the top of my head, and this is nitpicky because if they could be serviceable at that position, I wouldn't consider it a hole. Corner's one, because you have Tyson Campbell, but then, after that, it's a question mark who's going to be what and how good they're going to be, and Ronald Darby and Jarian Jones. So you don't know exactly what you're going to get out of them, but I do know that they're going at least are going to be serviceable. Your front seven is hellacious. It's hellacious. Trayvon Walker is going to be a generational talent. All of him being the Aiden Hutchinson this, and they should have took Aiden Hutchinson, and why they ain't take Aiden Hutchinson, and Trayvon Walker's not this, and he's not that, he can't pass rush, he got only a half a move, and blah blah blah. How you like him now? How do you like him now? He's going to take another leap, and he most likely can surpass Josh Allen. That's how good Trayvon Walker is. You already know what Josh Allen is. You got 17 defensive tackles they got now, from Eric Armstead to Devon Hamilton, Roy Robertson Harrison, Mason Smith. I mean, dude, it is what it is. And then at linebacker, 4-year Luakon was led the league in tackles 3 straight years. Devin Lloyd is coming. Chad Muma on the outside. And this is one thing I love about the defense now. They put their hands in the ground. Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen are not stand-up outside linebackers. They're 6'5", 280 pounds, damn it. Put their hands in the ground, and that's what they're going to do. So I think the defense is going to be even better. New scheme and all, I think the defense is going to be better than it was last year at minimum. And they had their moments last year, until the bottom fell out, and they somehow they were great against the run, and then Devon Hamilton comes back and they're poop against the run. It's ridiculous. But hey, the collapse was all over the place. So hellacious front seven. You see what you got at corner. Andre Cisco, I think this is a prove-it year for him, because I don't know if they completely sold on him just yet. He's had his moments, but I think he makes plays, and I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to get even better, especially as the pass rush getting to the quarterback and affecting the quarterback gets better. Antonio Johnson is up and coming. He played some good snaps down the stretch last year. He's up and coming. He won the position battle between him and Rayshawn Jenkins. Some of it had to do with money, of course, but hey, for them to be able to let Rayshawn walk, that says a lot about Antonio. So that's what you got. That's just on defense. Before the draft, they had one of the better wide receiving cores in the league, and that was before the draft. And you added Brian Thomas Jr., and that's with Calvin Ridley leaving. You still had one of the better receiving cores in all of football. We know what Christian Kirk is. You know what Gabe Davis is. You know what Evan Ingram is. Parker Washington's coming on. And now you got the rookie Brian Thomas Jr. Dude, you have some Travis Etienne in the backfield. You upgraded the center position, which was the weak link in the chain on the line. They are in prime position. And now you still have 2 more years. Two more years where you could play around with this monopoly money and still add more pieces if you want to before Trevor, the more expensive part of his deal kicks in and his cap hit goes up. You couldn't ask for a better position to be in right now if you're Jacksonville. Even after Jacksonville's run in 2017, they weren't set up for success after 2017. We saw it because it crumbled. It crumbled down the stretch. That was the peak of what that group of guys was. That was the peak for them. And it went to crap after that. Same thing with Jack Del Rio. They hit their peak, and then it was all downhill after that because they got old. Jacksonville is young. They haven't even scratched the surface of what this team can really be. 9-8, 2 years in a row. I believe they've underachieved, especially last year. They definitely underachieved. You got Doug Peterson, the Super Bowl winning coach. How could you ask for anything better? And now you're talking about because I locked up my quarterback and I got him here until he's 31. Seriously? Because what are our other options? What are your other options? I just want to know. Jacksonville fans, help me out. Anybody who's listening to this. And thanks for listening, by the way. Hit the like button if you don't mind, please. What are your other options? Let Trevor Lawrence walk and then go into the draft hoping to find another quarterback and do this all over again? That's not an option because Jacksonville wasn't bidding against themselves in his contract with Trevor Lawrence. Because if he hits the open market, he quite possibly could have gotten more than that. No doubt about it. Matter of fact, let me scratch that. He could have gotten more than that had he hit the open market and been a free agent. The bidding war was going with ridiculous. 24-year-old quarterback who was 16-4 at one point, has a playoff win, a division title. They were 8-3 before he got hurt and the injuries piled up and it collapsed down the stretch. Of course, he's going to command a lot. Like right now, if Trevor Lawrence became available right now, and I said it before, I'm saying it again, the Miami Dolphins are in the market. They throw in their hat in the ring, and they'll say buy the tour. No lie. You better believe it. You better believe it. And it's a few teams that'll be like that. Come on, man. No. And then you run the risk of him. Okay, let's say you don't sign Trevor. You don't sign him. And you say, hey, we want you to play out at least next year and see what it is next year. Then we'll come back to the negotiating table. And Trevor's like, okay, cool. Balls out, wins a playoff game. Now it's $60 million. It's $60 million a year. And now let's say Trevor feels like he feels some type of way, or he's trying to get the most bang for his buck. So he decide, okay, Jacksonville, I think I'm not signing a long-term deal. I'm going to play out this 5th-year option, and then, we'll see. And he only wants short-term deals, like 3 years. And he don't want to get locked up for a long time because he wants to get another contract in his 20s to break the bank. So he only wants short-term contracts. And Jacksonville just trying, hey, we know we want long-term, Trevor. We want long-term. We want to lock you up for long-term. We want 5 to 7 years. That's what we want. And Trevor's like, hell no. Or he's salty and he's like, I feel like y'all disrespecting me. So I'm playing out the 5th year of my option. Then, okay, we not signing. We not coming to terms. Y'all want too many years. And I don't want to be here that long. So I'm not signing nothing. Franchise tag. Balls out again. Another playoff win. Come back to the table again. Nope. Not signing long term. Can't come to an agreement. Franchise tag again. Balls out again. Playoff win. possible Super Bowl. Oh, hold on, folks. Hold on just a moment. Okay, I'll take a quick break for a second. May have to do it again because there is a bug in here flying around and I got to get him. But now Trevor's a free agent. He hits the open market. He's 28 years old because you're not going to franchise him 3 years in a row because the salary goes up like 40%. So you're not doing that. Can't carry that cap hit. He's 28 years old. He hits the open market. That's 4 years from now. Do you know what the price would be? And hey, we talking about he's racked up a couple playoff wins, possible title in these 4 years because that's the goal. That's why we're here. That's why they're doing it. That's why they locked him up. The goal is a title. The goal is a Super Bowl. That's the goal. And all he has to do is win playoff games over the next 4 years and come close and ball out. And he could fall short. He could be Josh Allen in it for the next 4 years. You know what he's going to make in 4 years? Man, we possibly talking like, and this I'm just throw a dumb number out there, 80 to 85 million a year is what you're looking at that time. And he wanted all. He wanted all. Ain't no hometown discount. Ain't none of that. And he wanted to throw a short-term deal because he wanted to get another deal in his 30s, man. This was a good deal for Jacksonville, man. It was. So it is what it is. All these pundits talking that noise. It doesn't matter. All they have to do is win, man. All they have to do is win. We're going to leave it right there. We're going to talk some of these NBA finals. And, of course, the Celtics being who they are, they like to play with their food. You know, there's no way Cleveland should have got a game, and they got it without their star player. How in the heck does that happen? Well, one of their star players. Same with the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, that game wasn't competitive whatsoever. So, you know, it is what it is. But it's over. All the Mavs did was delay the inevitable. That's all. That's all. All they did was delay the inevitable. Because this series is over. The Celtics, this is their time. I mean, it's who keeps trading with Brad Stevens? Like literally the talent he's been able to acquire. It is a crime that he was able to get Kristaps and Drew Holiday. Like how? How is that possible? How did that happen? Like the Boston is stacked, and they can do this again next year. Who's beating them in the East? East ain't like the West. Who's beating them in the East? None of the teams in the East can beat them. Who? Philly? Nope. Miami? Nope. New York? Nope. They ain't got enough. Indiana? Nope. You seen what happened there? No, nada. Zip, zilch. None of them can do it. I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics hit it back to back and go again next year. Hold on just a moment for me once again. Okay. But Boston Celtics, too much firepower. And, you wonder, where do the Mavs go from here? What can they do to get better? What can they add? Because they can make a little run in the West as well. Even though the West is stacked. The West is stacked. Like I thought Denver had the juice and they were going to have it for a little bit. But hey, look here. Look, here comes Minnesota. I mean, and it's top to bottom. And you can't forget about Oklahoma City and what they can be next year. So top to bottom, it's going to be tough for the Mavs to get back in this position. The Celtics, yeah, no doubt. Celtics can get right back in this position. And now I wonder who's going to get Finals MVP because, supposedly you hear people them talking about giving it to Tatum, which I don't think they should give it to Tatum. I think it should be Brown. I think Brown is the better player, even if it's just by a little bit. I think the Celtics go as Jaylen Brown goes. But, hey, we're going to see. Jason Kidd already let the cat out of the bag. Jaylen Brown's their best player. So, it is what it is. But we're going to leave it right there. I'm going to move on. And we are going to talk about the WNBA and Caitlin Clark. And the WNBA, once again, fumbling, rumbling, stumbling. It's getting insufferable now. It is. It's awful. It's bad. Like listening to them talk about this and trying to justify leaving her off the Team USA, which, hey, it is what it is. But, from a marketing standpoint, that's not good business. It doesn't make business sense. We're not talking about a lavish league. We're not talking about a league, that's grossing, top money. No, we're talking about a league that's being subsidized by the NBA and given $10 million a year so they can operate, because without that, they are at a deficit because they don't generate money. And I've seen a report where they're due to lose about $60 million this year. It is a poorly run league. The NBA needs to do a hostile takeover because Caitlin Clark, yes, that's your golden goose. But you also got some great young basketball players on the women's side coming out in college. So you're gonna have some potential stars coming out these next couple of years, and you can get the grease the skids with Caitlin Clark. Man, the opportunity that's here right now, what's in front of them, and they're trying to justify it. Like, I would rather you just lean all the way to it and talk about your pettiness and your jealousy. But let's X that out. Let's not even talk about that. Let's just talk about business and how it makes business sense. You was just flying commercials. And now it's obvious that this league is not prepared for fame. It's not prepared for stardom. It's not prepared for the extra attention. It's not prepared for the scrutiny and criticism that comes with the spotlight. It's the spotlight all of them are under. The men are under that spotlight. And men get the same treatment too. But no, what it is you want to do it your way, and you want people to acquiesce to your whims and your feelings. And that's not how it works. It's not. Nobody gives a damn about women's professional basketball in the U.S. Caitlin Clark is a reason somebody would give a damn. So, since that's the case, you need to feature her. Hey, get that coach, the Indiana Fever coach, get that coach on up out of there. Get some better management of that team. Get that team up, because she is box office. You will never hear about them moving a WNBA game to a bigger arena because they couldn't sell out their arena. They moved it to an NBA arena. If it ain't Caitlin Clark. You're not going to hear about it. It's not going to happen. Dude, like listening to like Stephen A. Smith has been great. Usually, his basketball takes are okay. His football takes be god awful sometimes. But on this WNBA, he's been spot on. And he's taking a lot of criticism because he's not babying them. He's not sugarcoating it. He's talking to them logically. It's not about your feelings. It's not what you think. It's about merit and blah, blah, blah. And who cares about merit? You about to win your 8th straight gold medal. You're 70-3. Nobody cares about basketball merit. We care about dollars. You care about growing the game, correct? You want what the men want. That's what the whole crying. When they seen how much these girls get paid, oh, that's awful. Oh, that's 76 grand. That's all she get as a rookie. I can't believe that. They deserve so much more. This is how you get more. This is how you get more. Come on, man. But just don't make people feel good. They're all in their feelings. And it's people who go on the routes with that and saying that, they're treating her like this because she's white. I got no dog in that fight. Whatever. I will say this, though. With that said, reverse it and flip it. If Caitlin Clark was black, do you think she'd be going through this right now? I didn't think so. So just saying. You call it one way, you got to call it the other. You can't have it both ways, man. But, it is what it is. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Yeah, it's about 38 minutes. Yeah, it's time for me to get on up out of here, dog. But back to my dude. Perfect. Trevor Lawrence. And paying Trevor Lawrence, getting that contract locked up. It's good business, man. And now you don't have to worry about it, and you can continue to build. I think they're going to continue to build through the draft, add free agents here and there. I think it's masterful how well they work the cap. Instead of kicking the can down the road, they've been doing these shorter term deals, giving guys their money closer to up front. You would pray to be in a position that the San Francisco 49ers in, where you got so many top players that you can't pay everybody. It's tough. You got to make decisions. Somebody good is going to get the axe because you can't pay everybody. That's the position you want to be in. And if Jacksonville continue to go the direction they're currently going, that's the position they're going to be in. This roster is filled with talent. This is a playoff roster. This roster right here wins the division, goes to the playoffs, wins a playoff game. Possible trip to the AFC Championship game. And you know who you're going to have to see? You're going to have to see Mahomes and Big Red. And you got to exercise that demon right there because you done lost, 3 straight to them? But first things first, you got to win the division. And I think this roster is plenty capable of winning the division. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. However you're watching, whenever you're watching, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on all my social medias. Oh, and I forgot. I was supposed to say it at the top of the show, but a very happy birthday to my co-host, Mr. John Reed. Happy 60th. Have fun. Enjoy. And I will be back with more videos. I'll talk to you guys later, man. Peace.